Hello. Once again, welcome to Watson Elementary. I am Luis. Lou Jan. That's not how I say it. That's not how I say my name. Anyway, today's episode might be a little short. Maybe not. Depends on how long-winded I feel. I was listening to NPR, and they're talking about the prison systems and how many blacks there are in the prison system, especially males, and how possibly it's biased against the black male. Okay? And so this got me thinking. They're trying to find a solution. They're trying to do programs where the non-violent offenders, so the guys that are in there for stupid things like possession of marijuana or something, that they can get reduced sentences so they can get back in the workforce, so they can get back to their families, which is very important. And I agree with that. And so we know that the prisons are overcrowded. We know there's a lot of people that are profiteering off of these prisons. And I don't want to leave out the fact that there might be a little bit of racism in the system, inherent in the system. Anyway, so my solution, very radical and very strange, okay, is this. Okay, so we know that a lot of people like to sell drugs, which a lot of drugs are bad. I, for one, don't think marijuana is that bad. The rest of them are. But they're trying to sell drugs because they can't find no jobs, which is a different issue. Or it's part of the same issue. I don't know. But they get picked up and they get charged as if it was this horrible thing. Well, okay. So let's say that somebody gets arrested for a non-violent crime. Well, they get booked and they get, a record set up for them. Like, oh, this guy was caught with possession of marijuana. And then once that's done, they get a 2-year prison sentence on their record. They don't actually go to jail. They just get it on their record, right? So they let them go, and they said, okay, that's your first strike. You go on and figure your shit out, man. And so he goes home because it's a non-violent crime, but he still has that 2-year mark waiting for him. All right? If he gets arrested again, and it's also non-violent, like he doesn't learn his lesson, he's selling, marijuana again or whatever. All right, so he gets booked again, and he already has 2 years, so they add another 2 years, and that's 4 years total. That's sitting there for him. All right? That's 2 strikes. Now, third strike, if he gets caught again, non-violent, then he gets arrested and he goes to jail. This time, though, is retroactive. So the other 2 sentences will be added for a total of 6 years, okay? And maybe even more, so he learns a lesson. So 6 years, and say you throw in 4 more years, so 10 years for not learning your lesson, okay? Maybe this will help some people learn their lesson and stop selling drugs and, all that stuff. But, okay, say the guy has, 1 strike and he has 2 years sitting there on his record, and then he commits a violent crime. Then those 2 years get doubled, plus he gets, however many years for that violent crime. And so that way, that fool gets taken off the street immediately, put in jail for the violent crime, plus he gets 4 years. And so this way, when you're sitting there looking at your record and you're like, man, I got 2 years sitting on me. If I mess up again, it's going to be real bad. Like, it's not just going to be like, oh, a slap on the wrist. No, if I mess up again, that's it for me. So this is kind of a weird idea. I haven't really thought about it that much, but it might keep a lot of people out of prison who, don't deserve to be in there really. I mean, let's face it, marijuana is going to be legal pretty soon all across this country. It's not a bad drug. The other drugs are bad, and you know what? The worst thing about those drugs is the violence that's related to them. Using the drugs themselves, I'm not into that. But you know what? If a motherfucker wants to kill himself doing heroin, that's his business. All right? But it's the innocent people that are getting killed trying to get that heroin to that crackhead. That's the problem. Okay? But that's another topic for another day. Now, the other problem is, if we do start taking all these black people, all these black men, or whatever color men they are out of prisons, because we have overcrowding, well, they need jobs. So where the hell are they going to find jobs? There's no jobs. Even as it is, a lot of people can't find jobs. And that brings us back to the main focus of discussion for me in my life, for this whole thing in this planet. and that is overpopulation. There's just too many damn people on this planet, and that's it. There's no other way to put it. And any issue that I come up with, any issue that I talk about on here is going to relate back to that. So if you keep that in mind, you'll think, man, okay, overpopulation. Well, there's no easy fix until we fix the overpopulation problem. And then a lot of things will really start settling themselves out. And that's for real. See you next time.